everyone, Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com, here with another video tutorial in my series called Flashcards 2.0. Today's card is a little bit different take on Flashcard 2.0. Decided to add a little upcycling to my project today. Wonder if you can guess what it is. You probably did. It's this little ribbon slide right here, and that little ribbon slide is none other than ta-da! Soda pop tabs. You guys probably have like a million of these out in your recycling bin, so why not pull them out? Let's not throw them in a landfill. Let's use them and create great works of art. So let me show you how we're going to create today's card. I'm going to begin, as always, with my flashcard pieces. Today we'll be using Wisteria Wonder and Very Vanilla as my flashcard 2.0 pieces. Now, if you've not seen the video on flashcard 2.0, no problem. Just go over to YouTube and search Connie Stewart flashcard 2.0, and it'll be the first video to pop up explaining how we use this template to create lots of different cards. You just always have these on hand, and cards are always ready to flash. So that's the flashcard 2.0 pieces. My card base today is Pretty in Pink. I have cut that at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. So just your standard card base. All right, well, I'll tell you what, the first thing we really need to work on are our pop tabs, because we need to get those dry before we get started. Now, you notice mine is colored in, and it was a very simple process because I'm upcycling again. How many of you have this nail polish? You know, it's all nasty and kind of separated. It's not even my color. I don't even know where this came from. We're going to use it. Instead of throwing it away, let's use it. I'm just going to give that a shake. Yeah, it still looks awful, but you know what? It doesn't matter. We're just going to simply take this old dead nail polish that nobody's doing anything with anymore, and I'm just going to paint, just like I was painting my nails, we're just going to paint this pop tab. Now you're going to, I will tell you, sometimes you might want to come in with like your paper piercer tool or something to hold on to it while you paint it, and it's probably going to need 2 coats. So after you get coat 1 on, let it dry, and we'll do a second coat. And when you are at your second coat, let's pretend we're on the second coat. Okay, I'm going to bring in some dazzling details, or dazzling diamonds, and you're just going to sprinkle just a little bit of pixie dust onto your little pop tab. And when it's all done, it's going to look fantastic and glittery and really pretty like that. So let's go ahead and set that aside. We're going to pretend that's drying, and we're going to get going now with the stamping portion. So let's bring in that that Very Vanilla cardstock, and we're going to do some stamping. I'm going to be using one of my new favorite stamp sets, which is called Oh Hello. You know, this style was very new and different to me, but I'm really kind of getting the hang of it, and I kind of like it. So I'm going to take this little arrowy thing, I don't know what it is, but it's pretty, so we're going to stamp it in Pretty in Pink, and we're going to be aiming towards the top of our cardstock here. Now I'm going to clean this on my stamp scrub real quick, and I'm going to bring in my next color, which is Wisteria Wonder, and we're going to stamp again. But I got to tell you, I'm not really good at lining this up because that one is just a little hard for me. So this is a good opportunity for me to share with you how to use the Stamp-a-ma-jig. So let me show you how this wonderful little tool works. It's just a little skid surface here for my Stamp-a-ma-jig and a plastic mat that's going to go into the grooves of it. I'm going to ink up my stamp in Wisteria Wonder, and you can see I'm just butting it into the Stamp-a-ma-jig and giving it a stamp. You know what? I think I may have shifted that, and rather than clean it, I'm just going to do this. Sorry about that, guys. But we're just going to give that. Okay, there we go. So we're all set. So now let's come in with our cardstock, and you can see I'm just going to bring that mat, line it up right where I want it, bring in my Stamp-a-ma-jig, get it all lined up perfectly. I remove the mat, and now when I come in and stamp, perfection. I like perfection. It makes me happy. Okay, so we're going to continue to do that, and I'm going to continue to stamp it. I can keep using that same template that I did on the sheet, but I went ahead and I did Certainly Celery and So Saffron. So I've done that all the way across. We're done with that portion, so let's set that aside. And we're going to come in now with our Wisteria Wonder. Now, you guys know me. We're always going to use this bottom layering piece for something. So I'm going to use my Decorative Label punch and punch out our Decorative Label. And then I'm going to come in with the Boho Blossom punch. and punch that as well. You do want to do your very best to kind of get it towards, oh, hold on, this one is my tough one. There we go. Probably shook the camera, sorry. But that way we can get that in the center. But you know what? It doesn't matter. We're not going to see it because we're going to be covering that all up. So I've got my little flowers. Let's go ahead and do the work that we need to do here. Now, I thought my flowers were a little boring. So in the Oh Hello stamp set, you get this fabulous chevron oval. So I thought, why not use it? And I'm going to ink it up in Wisteria Wonder. But you know what? The first time I made this card, I just stamped on them and it was really dark. So I'm going to do what we call stamping off. I'm going to stamp off first so that this color comes out a little bit lighter. So now you can kind of see, isn't it pretty? It just kind of gives it a little texture. We like that. So now we can do the Love You Much, and I've inked that up in soft suede. This Love You Much, by the way, is from a brand new stamp set called Best of Love. Stamp that there. You notice I kind of went to the left-hand side of that one. This is from a really fabulous promotion that we have. It's kind of our best of the last 25 years. So really fun little set there, and you can see that at Simply Simple Stamping. The last thing I'm going to do in Oh Hello is this great little flower. But again, when I stamped it dead on, it was just a little bold. So I'm going to stamp off first and then stamp my flower, and see, it just comes out a little bit softer. I really like how that looks. Okay, so let me do just a tiny bit more work on these flowers here. I'm going to come in with my Stampin' Mat, and I'm going to set my flowers out here. I've got my paper piercer tool, and I got to tell you, this tool is great. That little end, watch this. If we just press it down into the mat, look at the fabulous dimension we get on these flowers. Then I can just use the paper piercer part, put that together, and just insert a soft suede. Oh goodness. Oh, too much coffee today. That is a Certainly Celery bread from the Subtles collection. So you can see I've just put that in there and kind of fluffed the flower. So that one's all ready to go. All right, we're doing great. So we've got our stamping done. Now the last thing we need to do is let's do a little bit of work on our card base itself. You notice I used the Delicate Design folder for the Big Shot, and this was just the easiest thing in the world to do. I just brought it in, I lined it up here on the edge like so, and then I ran that through the Big Shot, and then it became awesome and looks like this. So got that fabulous texture going on, and I think we are all ready to put our card together. So let's go ahead and start. The first thing I am going to do is get this stamped piece adhered onto the Wisteria Wonder, covering up all our ugliness. We don't want that. Now that my little tab is all dry and pretty and glittery, let me show you what I've done. I've got about 7 inches of ribbon, and you can see I just ran the ribbon through the little slide, and then I tied a little piece of extra ribbon right there. So let's go ahead and adhere that onto our card, and I just like to put some snail here on the ends and just adhere it underneath. Boop. And at this point, you can slide that ribbon slide around if you're not happy with where it's sitting. It's not a big deal. You can just slide that up and down. So I've got that piece all done. Let's adhere this onto our card base. And let's see if I can get a little snail on the ribbon there. Okay, so we're going to adhere that now onto the card base like so. Fabulous. Now with our Love You Much, oh, I can't pick it up. With our Love You Much, I've got a couple dimensionals here on the back, and we're just going to adhere that to our card. Dimensionals make everything fabulous, don't you agree? And then that flower that's done, I've got our dimensional on the back of that. Add that to the corner. And what do you think? Another card in a flash? I was really tickled with how my little glitter pop tab came out, and I hope you do too. Thanks so much for watching. Now listen, all the products that I used on today's card All the stamps, the ink, the paper, all of that can be found at simplysimplestamping.com. And hey, while you're there, if you like the idea of flashcards and kind of like the idea of not having to cut, well, you can also purchase flashcard kits to go. That's where you can get all the cardstock cut, scored, it's ready to go. All you got to do is do the fun part, and that's pull out those 2 pieces of paper and start stamping. All that is also there at simplysimplestamping.com. Thanks so much for watching today, everybody. I hope you had a good time, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.